calling a product I can't name on air.
I'm calling Dynasty.
Wait, sorry, I just want to clarify. I can't name the product because it's trademarked, not because it's anything like that.
Okay then, from Mullen bobbleheads to Dino somethings, Progressive Commercial has you covered with savings on specialty coverage for heavy trucks. Get a quote in as little as 5 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we're proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the Million Mile Club and prevented accidents. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
Truck show season is back in full swing for 2022, and Overdrive Magazine is reporting from events with a close focus on individual truck owner-operators' custom modifications to their hardworking rigs. From the rigs featured in the long-running Mid-America Trucking Show in Louisville in March to events coming up on the West Coast and elsewhere, Overdrive's got you covered with videos, in-depth owner-operator interviews, and more. Find the latest and browse the archives to catch some of the most head-turning trucks working the road today via overdriveonline.com. And check out the custom rig section.
WLWI-AM, the home of the Ben Shapiro Show, and heard on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, the Cumulus Media Station. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Deborah Rodriguez. Neighborhoods in southwestern Florida are still caked with mud churned up by Hurricane Ian. Debris is everywhere, and people like Suzanne Nestor in Fort Myers are taking stock of their losses.
In other hurricanes, they did predict storm surges, and there may have been surges, but nothing ever came over the seawall. But this time, for whatever reason, it was devastating.
Governor Ron DeSantis.
It's not just that it's interrupted people's homes, it's interrupting transport, it's interrupting commerce, because some of these roads still aren't passable. So we're sensitive to any help we can provide from a DOT perspective, but I think at the end of the day, the waters just need to recede more.
At least 86 people were killed. Crews are still searching the rubble. Russian lawmakers are finalizing what President Biden calls the sham annexation of 4 Ukrainian regions as Kyiv celebrates retaking Lyman, a railroad hub in eastern Donetsk. First Lady Olena Zelenska told 60 Minutes' Scott Pelley on CBS.
People are afraid to leave their homes because of shelling. They're afraid to even try to evacuate. We have thousands of dead.
A long-awaited January 6th trial begins today. Correspondent Scott McFarland.
This trial could last several weeks. It is far and away the highest level Capitol riot trial so far. Stuart Rhodes, founder of the Oath Keepers, and 4 co-defendants have pleaded not guilty and facing that top-level charge so far, seditious conspiracy.
Iran's supreme leader has broken his silence on massive protests that sprung up after a 22-year-old woman died in the custody of the country's morality police. She'd been arrested for wearing her hijab incorrectly. The Ayatollah Ali Khamenei calls her death a, quote, sad incident, but he blames the U.S. and Israel for planning the demonstrations in a plot to destabilize Iran. Like father, like son when it comes to a top prize in medicine.
And the Nobel goes to
Svante Pääbo for his discoveries concerning the genomes of extinct hominins and humans.
Pääbo did pioneering work sequencing the Neanderthal genome and was the first to identify the previously unknown Denisovan homonym. His father, biochemist Sune Bergstrom, won the same Nobel Prize in 1982. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
50 years ago, she was booed when she declined Marlon Brando's Oscar.
The reasons for this being are the treatment of American Indians today by the film industry.
Sasheen Littlefeather has died. The Academy Awards apologized to the 75-year-old just weeks ago. She was suffering from stage 4 breast cancer. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance
so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right.
Only easy day.
It's your
Was
reputation
yesterday.
on the line. So what do you do
What
when
is
you
it?
don't agree with your search results?
Good morning.
Reputation defender.
How are you this morning?
Fine. Hope your weekend was fine.
It was good. How was yours?
Good.
One of the most
Um,
trusted names in online
People don't grow old because people don't.
experience
Oh,
in
how do I put
fixing
this?
people's search results. And we can
Oh,
help you
it's
too.
not true that people grow old because they. Oh, it's not true. They stop. Oh, it's not true that people stop pursuing dreams because they grow old.
Uh-huh.
They grow old because they don't pursue dreams.
I love it.
All right, good.
Can we put that on a t-shirt?
Ooh.
I love that.
Yeah, I should
I
do
really
that.
like that one.
I should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me. I'm old, but I ain't stopping. You gotta keep going.
I hate it when people say like, well, I'm old, so I can't do anything anymore.
That's it. You can't do that anymore because you're trying hard.
7 Americans imprisoned in Venezuela have been freed in a swap.
The families of the Americans are thrilled, but Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio tells CNN prisoner swaps are not good.
Every time we do this, now others know I can take Americans, I can hold them until I need something as a bargaining chip. So what that has done is now sent a message to tyrants and dictators all over the world to go ahead and trump up some charges and arrest some Americans.
In exchange for the Americans, most of them oil executives, the U.S. freed 2 men, the nephews of the wife of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, both of them convicted drug smugglers. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
Aussies aren't interested in switching over their currency from the late Queen Elizabeth to King Charles. They'd rather have a crocodile hunter's face plastered on their money. 2 fans are campaigning around the clock to have Steve Irwin's likeness on Australia's $5 note. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
No, my heart keeps telling me. I mean.
Sounds like you need a personal loan. My friend just got a loan from Guardian Credit Union, and he used
Hello. Almost time for PT, so hang loose.
has great rates, and his friend is going to make payments affordable. Perfect. I guess Dallas really can't do it.
Connect with Guardian for all your lending needs. Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4-LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
We tried Dynovite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynovite nutritional supplements for dogs at Dynovite.com.
Healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone that spent time at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. If you or a family member lived, worked, or served at Camp Lejeune at any time between August 1st, 1953 and December 31st, 1987 and developed a serious health condition, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call 800-215-9771 now to see if you qualify. That's right, studies have found the water at Camp Lejeune was contaminated with toxic chemicals for decades, causing serious health conditions such as bladder, breast, or kidney cancer, Parkinson's, leukemia, and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Congress has approved and President Biden has signed a new law allowing anyone that spent time at the base affected by injury to seek the justice they deserve. Billions of dollars have been set aside by the government to compensate victims. If you or a family member lived, worked, or served at Camp Lejeune during this time and developed a serious health condition, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation even if you were denied disability pay in the past. 800-215-9771.
Everything is alright.
800-215-9771. 800-215-9771.
This is Jeff Branco with Chappie's Deli and Mike Costanza with Chappie's Deli. What are you drinking, Mike? Oh, sorry. Chappie's Deli sweet tea. I love this stuff. It's so southern and so good. You know,
It's so southern and so good.
Sahara restaurant. What restaurant? was that, Gramps? Sahara?
Say what, Jeff?
Just kidding, Mike. We all know and love the Sahara. So, getting back to the Chappie Deli commercial.
Oh, yeah. I remember it, the Sahara, the Chicken Supreme. It was so good.
Mike, Chappie's Deli commercial, our Fiesta chicken wrap or Buffalo City wrap is also very good.
And we have meeting rooms at the Sahara.
Mike, focus here. Chappie's Deli has private meeting rooms for groups and parties too. Call any location.
Cold beer and West Indies salad and crab claw.
Folks, come reminisce and get your Southern sweet tea at Chappie's Deli, Perry Hill, Pepper Tree, Prattville, Baptist South Towers, and Auburn.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministries.
But see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart users do that. Here's the number you need, 844-53-BIBLE. That's 844-53-BIBLE. 844-53-BIBLE.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack.
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Staples Stores. Recycle your old technology-free during Staples Free Tech Take Back. Items like old modems, mice and mobile phones, or cables, calculators, and camcorders. Staples Rewards members get $5 back in rewards. Exclusions apply. Limit 1 reward per month. Visit staples.com/recycling. Recycle at Staples.
The wind will relax a bit for today, not as breezy. We're talking wind speeds around 10 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine with a few clouds mixed in for the afternoon. Temperatures topping out from the low 80s with humidity stays low. For tonight, we're back down into the mid-50s, some low 50s spots for most places. Partly cloudy on Tuesday and Wednesday, low 80s Tuesday, mid-80s for many on Wednesday, and no rain in sight over the next 7 days. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's been reported by the authorities that would send anyone on an alternate route. See something out there giving you trouble with traffic?
No, my heart keeps telling me.
Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Reinhardt's Used Car Supercenter has a great selection of Camrys, RAV4s, Tacomas, and 4Runners. Your good credit and no money down will buy anything on the lot, or the entire lot if you want. Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is major delay.
You love your car, yes, but why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Good morning, I'm Bethany Davis in the WSFA 12 newsroom. At least 76 people are dead after Hurricane Ian. Search and rescue along with cleanup efforts continue in Florida today. More than 8,000 customers in Florida are still without power, and President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will travel there Wednesday to survey the damage after they tour Puerto Rico today following Hurricane Fiona. WSFA 12 News and our parent company, Gray Television, are teaming up with Salvation Army to help raise funds for the storm response efforts in support of Hurricane Ian's victims. You can donate online or just text STORM to 51555. Flu season is quickly approaching, and many health experts believe we'll see more flu cases this year. Many physicians believe that to be the case because many people have become relaxed on the precautions taken during the COVID-19 pandemic, like mask wearing and social distancing. Flu season generally lasts from October to April. Those doctors say getting the flu shot now will help curb the potential of getting really sick later on. I'm Bethany Davis in the newsroom. Come fix my home, Bill Bradley.
Come fix my home.
In 1969, you trusted Bill Bradley when something breaks.
breaks, call Bill Bradley for plumbing, heating, and air conditioning concerns. Bill Bradley will come fix your home. Call today and tune up your AC for only $7.95. Bill Bradley, your source for all things green, including a digital HVAC. Certificate number 8449.
Fix my home.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need, and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money, simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text LOCAL to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
You have property that needs managing, but you're unsure which tractor and implements you need? Come see us at Sun South, where you'll find quality John Deere equipment and the implements to tackle any job that comes your way. And right now at Sun South, you can drive off a brand new John Deere with 0% interest on popular models, including 1 Series, 3 Series, and even 5 Series tractors. For all of your equipment needs, come see us at
Good hot Java, first thing in the morning. I really don't like coffee, but it's wet, so you drink it.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I
Okay,
discovered
y'all gotta help me out.
They only take like 10
I'm trying to give up sodas. Totally give it up. No more sodas. If you catch me with one,
Lessons aren't just robots.
you get $25.
They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way.
Catch me with a soda,
Babbel.
I'll give you $25. And I don't have $25 to give away.
Babbel.com.
Here's the voice of the conservative millennial, The Ben Shapiro Show, Monday night at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
And here we go.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day.
Sometimes
you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine once again, if you can, because you, my friends, have another day above ground rather than the ground being above you. Doesn't get any better than that. Good morning. It is time for our daily bread. Our daily bread today is simply entitled The Mirror Test. It is October the 3rd, 2022 AD. Our scripture insight today comes from James 1:22 through 27. James 1:25 says, whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it will be blessed in what they do. Govern yourselves accordingly. Again, it is October the 3rd, 2022 AD. It is a day that has never been, and it is a day that shall never, ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done that you don't. And you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, October the 3rd, 2022, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. If you've lived a while, you have seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God Almighty, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, when you get a chance, reach back and help somebody else with a helping hand. As long as you can, until you can't. Good morning to you. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever you do in life, you should do it so well that no man living and no man dead and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live your life, you should always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give out if you must, rest only if you can. But you never, ever, ever quit. You never give up. My mother said, nothing beats a failure but a try. Put one foot in front of the other. Don't you ever give up, though. Don't ever quit, because quitters don't win. And while winners may lose a thing or two, they're never losers because they never, ever quit. Again, it is not, the strength does not come from falling. The strength comes from getting back up every time you do. Don't ever quit. Don't ever give up. Again, it is October the 3rd, 2022 AD. And no matter what happens to you this day, remember this much. It is still a great day to be alive, to be on top of the ground, and the ground not on top of you. Good morning to you. Mirror test. That's our daily bread for this day, October the 3rd, 2022. I'll be back. Good Lord says the same in a minute. Okay, a couple minutes. Okay, maybe 4 minutes. But I'm coming back, hopefully.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading, titled Mirror Test, was written by Katara Patton. Who's in the mirror? The psychologist conducting the self-recognition test asked children. At 18 months or younger, children don't usually associate themselves with the image in the mirror. But as kids grow, they can understand they're looking at themselves. Self-recognition is an important mark of healthy growth and maturation. It's also important to the growth of believers in Jesus. James outlines a mirror recognition test. The mirror is the word of truth from God. When we read the scriptures, what do we see? Do we recognize ourselves when they describe love and humility? Do we see our own actions when we read what God commands us to do? When we look into our hearts and test our actions, Scripture can help us recognize if our actions are in line with what God desires for us, or if we need to seek repentance and make a change. James 1 cautions us not to just read Scripture and turn away, and so deceive ourselves, forgetting what we've taken in. The Bible provides us with a map to live wisely according to God's plans. As we read it, meditate on it, and digest it, we can ask Him to give us the eyes to see into our heart and the strength to make necessary changes. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from James chapter 1, verses 22 through 27. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Let's pray. Dear God, please help us recognize ourselves in the scriptures and have the humility to acknowledge the areas in which our lives don't reflect Christ. In having those areas revealed, may we commit to allowing your Spirit to work in us and mold us into the person you've created us to be. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. My name is Tony Collier, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Alrighty then. Okay, it's time for PT. It's Monday. You know we do it 4 days a week. PT. The general was calling the cadence this morning. Come on now. Every day, a run to the sun. No sweat, not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knee. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans. The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, easing the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. All the way airborne. It's a great day to be alive. On, driving on. All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on. Driving on. Early one more. In the drizzling rain, well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light lead with a green blow. All the way airborne. All right, get it up. Come on, troops. Let's get up. It's Motivation Monday. Time to get it, get it. On all the way, driving on. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. All right, time for the run. Come on, who's calling cadence today? Let's get it going. Let's go. Where's it? Sergeant Smith. There you go. Oh, let's run it. Jay Brown was here today. This is what he might say. Hit it up, don't fire it up. Hit it up, don't party. Hey, come on. Let this party. Woo! Here we go. We got the groove. Everyone daddy is on the move. Can you wheel it all in your soul? Can you do just a little bit more? Hey, like that, daddy. Hey, come on. Woo! The airborne way. Sometimes I want to quit, but my pride won't permit. And looking good. Woo! Okay, let's go. Okay, short PT run this morning, but we got it out the way. We knocked it out the park. That's right, I didn't quit. I sat there to the last stanza. I didn't quit. I never quit on a run, never. The run may quit me, but I won't quit the run. Anyway, and now, let us pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and a special shout out to all the soldiers of the sky, the United States Army Airborne. Hey, what a great family. Good morning to you. However, we have to forget our local heroes. Our Montgomery Sanitation Department, our Montgomery Police Department, our Montgomery Sheriff Department. Good morning, Dick Cunningham, Chief Daryl Abbott. And to I don't know who's running the sanitation department these days. I know they got a guy over there been there a long time. They think they're trying to replace him. Hey, don't tell nobody I said that though. Anyway, so let's get it. Let's get it going. And remember, it is a great day to be on top of the ground rather than the ground being on top of you. I think I can get an amen on that one, right? I think we can. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. The United States Coast Guard, whose motto is Semper Fidelis. Actually, it's Semper Paratus, excuse me, which means always ready. The United States Air Force. Good morning, Maxwell and Gunner. It's time to rise and shine as we welcome in all of the students at Air War College. Thanks for dropping by. We call that out there our Top Guns. I know I stole it from Tom Cruise, but what can I tell you? Still sounds good. They don't have sergeant majors out there, so I don't really know what to call them. But I'll knock out 10 when we get off the air today for not knowing. Tomorrow I should know. Knock out 10 Elkins. I'm going to do it. I'm going to knock them out. Their motto is Semper Fidelis. But whether it's Semper Fidelis or Semper Fi, it all means the same thing. They've been known for hundreds of years as America's, well, as one of America's bravest units, the United States Marine Corps. Yeah, they cheated me. They did. They got me out of my destiny, but that's okay. I'll tell you that story one more time this year, then I'll be done with it. I know everybody wants to hear it once more. Then I'll put it where it goes in the past. Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and of course, the U.S. Marine Corps. Somebody's got to pay homage to these guys every day, because these are the folks to go in when everybody else is running out. Now listen, if that doesn't motivate you to get up every morning, thank your good Lord that you are still here. Something wrong with you. You need to go to a psychiatrist or something, see something wrong with your brain. See if your brain's working on, maybe you got, Somebody once said that the only easy day was yesterday. I don't know who said it, but they're absolutely right. Each day comes with its own challenges. But that doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean you quit before you even start. You get out there, you put one foot in front of the other. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, you walk. And if you cannot walk, you crawl. But whatever you do, whatever it is, you keep moving forward. Okay, you keep moving. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got two choices. You can quit or you can keep going. Quit won't get you any place. And no matter what happens, if you keep going, you're still not in the position that you're in right now. It is 6:30 in the morning. Gotta take a break. We'll come back with our audio piece of the day. I know it's one I play all the time, but I'm telling you, looking at the world today, we need to hear this at least once a day. At least once a day. And then, of course, I'll be back, and give you some of my propaganda. Okay, propaganda may be a little bit of a harsh word, but I shall return. Uno momento, okay? So y'all hang loose. We shall return.
Sponsored by News Nation. Chris Cuomo is back with a new show on a new network. Cuomo premieres on News Nation tonight at 8/7 Central. To find News Nation on your television provider, go to newsnationnow.com/join us.
The wind will relax a bit for today, not as breezy. We're talking wind speeds around 10 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine, just a few clouds mixed in for the afternoon. Temperatures topping out in the low 80s. The humidity stays low. For tonight,
over here, over there, we can test the dusty trail and the going, the rolling along.
Over the next 7 days.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
And go rolling along.
On News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, the good news continues. Still no major problems or accidents are being reported by the authorities that would send anyone on an alternate route. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Tomorrow afternoon, Trenton State will have an open house at their Patterson campus Learn about their degrees in business, automotive and diesel, computers, robotics, medical, and so much more.
Robotics,
Tomorrow,
that
4
you
till
say.
8. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch Traffic. This
It is a great day.
Your car, yes. But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some
Morning, right now.
super savings on tires. Chico.
Morning, Joe.
The time is finally here as Riot Games has revealed the 30 partnered Valorant Champions Tour teams that will be competing in the 2023 season. The International League is a split between America's EMEA and Pacific Leagues, with 10 teams representing each region. The most shocking development was Optic Gaming not getting a spot, who just lost the grand final of this year's VCT. For teams who made the cut, the next era of Valorant begins in February of next year.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
She posted about it just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Beyond's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with
More flair down there.
generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work. Mon Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mon Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mon Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night.
Yeah, right.
Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code radio to save 20%. That's join the letters nuimage.com and use promo code radio to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code radio.
Sponsored by New Image Medical.
The City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs is calling all creative minds. The department exists to engage, enlighten, and elevate a diverse, inclusive cultural arts community. They're committed to strengthening and showcasing organizational and individual cultural endeavors in our hometown. To advance this cause, they're seeking individual artists, artisans, advocacy groups, schools, and avid patrons of the arts. If this is you, visit montgomeryal.gov and click on the Cultural Affairs page to register to be part of Montgomery's creative community.
Is your foot pain becoming a hassle? Can't get through a workday without pain? Can't go shopping without limping down the aisles? I'm Dr. Brian Killey, a board-certified podiatrist with specialized training in endoscopic procedures for heel pain and neuromas. Most diagnostic procedures can be performed
over here, over there.
In trouble going from place to place. So don't run around town to fix your feet. Call me at 265-7585 for an appointment. That's 265-7585. Serving Montgomery, Greenville, and surrounding areas for over a decade. Follow us on Facebook or visit us on the web at www.greenvillefootcare.com, where doctors' profiles, directions to the office, hours of operation, and new patient paperwork are all just a click away. You can also find useful information on common foot conditions and services that we provide. I'm Dr. Brian Keeley with Greenville Foot Care. Happy feet, start here.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
He is the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro. The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Okay. What is the one thing that we never, ever can have too much of? I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anybody get it? Anybody get it? I figured some of you guys didn't know the answer. So I'm getting ready to give you the answer. But it's the one human attribute that you never, ever can have too much of. Yep. It is a true testimony to that thing we call love. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm sort of talking about it. Yeah, love one another. I'm sort of talking about it. But anyway, what's the one thing? Kindness. You can never be too kind. And this morning, I know I played it before, but I got to play it one more time because, matter of fact, we need to hear this once a week because I tell you, looking at the world the way it is right now, whoo, man, I tell you, it's hard out there. And I don't know who these young folks are. See, Do they not realize that we have cameras on our houses and everything? Do they not realize that we know who they are? We need a 90-day horrific boot camp for young folks when they get out the entry. Don't want to put them in jail forever, but we need a 90-day horrific boot camp. Okay, where the only time you get to sleep is like from 1 to 3 in the morning, 2 hours sleep. I mean, we need a place that really changed some of these young folks' mind. I'll tell you about that a little later on. Anyway, to be kind probably is the most human quality that sometimes doesn't seem to exist, but it really does. There are a lot of people out there who are kind, and now you're going to hear about one of them. We'll be back.
Wonderful concept, that vital virtue that unfortunately and regrettably is often forgotten, the virtue of kindness, being kind. I want you to hear a story. 20 years ago, I drove a cab for a living. When I arrived at 2:30 in the morning, the building was dark except for a single light in a ground floor window. Under these circumstances, many cab drivers would just honk once or twice, wait a minute, then drive away. But I had seen too many impoverished people who depended on taxis as their only means of transportation to drive away. Unless the situation smelled of danger, I always went to the door. So I walked to the door and knocked. Just a moment, answered a frail, elderly voice. After a long pause, the door opened. A small woman in her 80s stood before me. By her side was a small nylon suitcase. Would you carry this bag out to the car for me? She said. I took the suitcase out and returned to assist the woman. She took my arm and walked slowly toward the curb. She kept thanking me for my kindness. It's nothing, I told her. I just try to treat all my passengers the way I would want my mother treated. When we got in the cab, she gave me an address. Then she said, oh, by the way, could you drive through downtown? It's not the shortest way. Oh, I don't mind. I'm in no hurry. I'm on my way to a hospice. I looked in the rearview mirror and her eyes were glistening. I don't have any family left, she said, almost to herself. The doctor says I don't have very long. I quietly reached over and shut off the meter. What route would you like me to take? For the next 2 hours, we drove all around the city. She showed me the building where she had once worked as an elevator operator. We drove through the neighborhood where she and her husband had lived when they were newlyweds. She had me pull up in front of a furniture warehouse that had once been a ballroom where she had gone dancing as a girl. Sometimes she'd ask me to slow down in front of a particular building or corner. She would sit staring into the darkness, saying nothing. As the first hint of sun was creasing the horizon, she suddenly said, okay, I'm ready. Let's go now. We drove in silence to the address she had given me. It was a low building. 2 orderlies came out to the cab. As soon as we pulled up, they were solicitous and intent. Watching her every move, they were expecting her. I opened the trunk, took out the small suitcase, carried it to the door. The woman was already seated in a wheelchair. How much do I owe you? She asked. No, you don't owe me anything, I said. Oh, you have to make a living, she answered. Oh, there are other passengers, I responded. Almost without thinking, I bent over and gave her a hug. She held on to me tightly. You gave an old woman a little bit of joy, she said. Thank you. I squeezed her hand, then walked into the dim morning light. Behind me, a door shut. It was the sound of the closing of a life. I drove aimlessly, lost in thought for the rest of the day. I could hardly talk. What if that woman had gotten in an angry driver earlier that morning, or one who was impatient? What if I had refused to take the run, or had honked once and driven away? On a quick review, I don't think I have done anything more important in all my life. I love that story. Sort of helps me allow life to make up its mind again. You need to remember that story. The times you will want to be anything but kind. Because it is so much easier to bear a grudge and hate in return, or get back, or get even. Hate destroys the vessel it's kept in. Revenge never healed a wound. There's one thing all of us have in common: we've been mistreated by somebody. Some of you have known abuse, misunderstanding, and all of this has a way of siphoning your tank of kindness. It can make you hard. You can get on with hard. You can get along with it. In fact, some will even respect you more because you're tough. But I urge you not to be. Be kind, tenderhearted, forgiving one another. When I'm truly free of revenge and bitterness, there's plenty of room in my heart left for kindness. Well, and not until. Do what's right. Do justice. Love kindness. Walk humbly with your God.
Maybe you were born a really nice person with a gentle, sweet personality, and being kind to people comes pretty naturally to you, but I think more of the globe is not that way than is. And the good news is we can change.
It's amazing what one kind word can do. We don't think anything about it, but to the other person, it breathes life into their spirit.
Well,
our words have the power to lift people, to help them get through a challenge, to push them into their destinies. When you tell someone, I love you, I'm proud of you, you did great on that project, you're not just being kind, those are healing words. We don't know what people are going through. They may smile on the outside, but on the inside, they're hurting, they're lonely, they're discouraged. Many people have wounds from the past, wounds from a relationship that didn't work out, wounds from people trying to push them down. Just a simple word of encouragement. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. A simple compliment. You look beautiful today. It's no big deal to you, but to them, it's helping heal the wounds. It's lifting their spirits. It's causing them to believe in themselves. Your words can be what keeps them moving forward. And God puts people in our lives on purpose so we can bring healing. Letting people know that you care does more than you imagine. You have the power to put someone on their feet. You have the power to keep them from falling into depression. You have the power to cause them to pursue their dreams. Be free with your compliments. You can think well of your friend all day long, but if you never tell them, they'll never know. God wouldn't have brought it up if he didn't want you to tell them. He wouldn't have put that thought in you if the other person didn't need it. You may not know them. It may not make sense to you, but God knows what he's doing. There's a reason they need your healing. Don't withhold it. Don't try to reason it out. In my early 20s, a young man started coming up to the gym to play basketball with us. He was a loner. He was very unfriendly, very cold.
Did it handle?
He never talked. Even during the games, he wouldn't interact with us. Most of the guys just ignored him. Something down in here told me to reach out to him and make him feel welcome. I found out that his name was Bud. When he would come into the gym, I would go over and say, "Hey, Bo, it's great to see you today." He never said anything. He just hit his chest twice and walked away. I didn't know what that meant, but I hit my chest twice and walked away. This went on for several years. I saw him 4 or 5 times a week. Well, I stopped playing basketball there, and I hadn't seen Bo in over 20 years. One Sunday, he showed up at church. I saw him afterwards. I thought, where do I know this guy from? He said, "I'm Bo. We used to play basketball together." That's the most I'd ever heard him talk. He went on to tell how he grew up in the projects. At 14, he started living on his own. Nobody wanted him. He never felt loved or accepted. He said, "One of the main reasons I went up to the gym was to hear you say, 'Great to see you today,' because nobody had told me that they were glad to see me." Those simple words, letting him know that I cared, were like life-giving water. Today, Bo is married. He introduced me to his children. He's setting a new standard for his family. What am I saying? Nobody is in your life by accident. Don't ignore what you feel on the inside, that compassion to encourage them, that desire to be their friend. Take time to make them feel loved. Doesn't have to be something big. Just good to see you. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. Just let them know that you care.
And good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. I love that piece. Be kind. Anyway, good morning to you. Now it is time for lessons of life. That's right. These are the things you learn by living. You can't learn them any other way. You can hear about them. It's kind of like running a mile. You may think you can run the mile, but until you have actually ran the mile, you don't have a clue what it feels like. Anyway, good morning to you. Now there's a word of the day, which is my attempt to broaden your vocabulary skills or your vocabulary repertoire. And I want you to be able to see, you can get over on Facebook if you know how to use words. You can tell somebody to kiss your ever-loving butt, but you say it in such a way that people want to pucker up. Everybody wants to pucker up and do it. So that is my goal with the word of the day. So when you write letters to the boss, you may be insulting him, but he'll never know. Okay, chances are he won't know. Or you can impress the hell out of a prospective employer because he knows you have a command of the lexicon of the English language. Okay, so that's my job, to get you that job that you're looking for. And here's the nice thing about it: if the guy who's interviewing you don't know the meaning of the words that you use, well, that's probably a good sign for you. He'll probably say, "Well, this guy's brilliant. And then next thing you know, you getting the call back from the guy saying, "Hey, when can you start?" I'm just saying, always understand the words, okay? Word of the day means directly opposite or opposed. Again, this word means directly opposite or opposed. You spell it ANTITHETICAL. One more time. ANTITHETICAL. Antithetical. It means directly opposite or opposed. So you're in the meeting with the boss, right? You're in the meeting with the big boss. He's putting out the plan. Mr. Johnson, I'm pretty antithetical to this plan. Now he won't know what you're talking about. Okay, then you break it down to him and say, "I don't agree." Okay, this is what that means. You just don't agree with the position that he's taking. So I'm pretty antithetical. Okay, so you do that. Like you can say to your teacher, "Mr. Johnson, I know you gave me an F, but I believe that it should be different." Okay, antithetical speaking, it should be different. Okay, then he'll think about it for a second. Hell, you know that means that, right? I just give you a B. Anyway, okay, don't try that, but I'm just saying it means directly opposite or opposed. Okay, so good morning. Lessons of life. Now this lesson of life is something that as you get older, You're going to hear people say things, you can't do it because you're getting old, and it's all over, and just wait till the hearse shows up. Okay, I'm not going out that way. I'm going to keep on moving. Okay, I'm not going to go out that way. Still going to go, but ain't going to go out that way. Okay. One of the things that older people do that I've never quite gotten. I'm becoming one of those older people, but I tell people I'll get older, but I'll never get old. I'll get older. That's good. Like getting old. Beats the alternative. But it is not true that people stop pursuing dreams because they grow old. We grow old because we stop pursuing them. Okay? So have a dream. Until you leave God's green earth, have a dream to do something. And you will always be moving forward. Okay? I'll say that to you one more time. It is not true that people stop pursuing dreams because they grow old. They grow old because they have nothing else to dream for. Keep dreaming. Like Jesse said, keep hope alive. Okay, keep that mind going. Have it going. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't give up your dreams. Because I don't care if we live to be 105 years old. There's going to be something that we did not do. And I'm just saying you might want to look into that, okay? So it is not true that people stop pursuing dreams because they grow old. We grow old because we stop pursuing dreams. Okay? Remember that. So today I want you to set down a piece of paper and put like 3 things you want to do before you get out of here. Okay? 3 things you want to do before you get out of here. Okay? Just write it on a piece of paper and think about it and cogitate on it for a while and see how to best go about doing it. I still have one big dream. I do have one big dream, and it's okay. I can't say I'm working on it real hard, but I have. I got one. I got one. I better hurry and get to it. I better hurry up and get to this, or else it's gonna be over before you know it. Anyway, it's October the 3rd. It is the 276th day of this year. It was on this day in 1995 that the jury in the O.J. Simpson murder trial in Los Angeles found the former football star not guilty of the 1994 slayings of his former wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and Ronald Goldman. However, Simpson was later found liable in damages in a civil trial. And I will never figure that out. You're going to let a guy go on murder. You say he didn't do it. Okay, fine. So how are you going to find him guilty on damage? How are you going to find him guilty on damage? I don't know. 1789, President George Washington declared November 26, 1789, a day of Thanksgiving to express gratitude for the creation of the United States of America. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed the last Thursday in November Thanksgiving Day. 1932, Iraq became independent of British administration. 1941, on this day, Adolf Hitler declared in a speech in Berlin that Russia had been broken and would never rise again. Kind of went out. The Maltese Falcon, a version starring Humphrey Bogart and directed by John Huston, premiered in New York. It was also on this day, 1955. That's right, Captain Kangaroo. Hey, if you're my age, you know who Captain Kangaroo is, okay? The Mickey Mouse Club premiered on CBS and ABC, respectively. The year was 1962. Astronaut Wallace Schirra became the 5th American to fly in space as he blasted off from Cape Canaveral aboard Sigma 7 on a 9-hour flight. All that money, all that gas, just go there and turn around and come back. I don't know. 1967, folk singer-songwriter Woody Guthrie, the Dust Bowl troubadour, best known as the Land of Your Time, died in New York of complications of Huntington's disease, and he was only 55 years old. 1981, Irish nationalists and the Maze prison near Belfast, Northern Ireland, ended 7 months of hunger strikes that had claimed 10 lives. 1991, Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton entered the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. And the rest, as they say, is history. In 2001, the Senate approved an agreement normalizing trade between the United States and Vietnam. In 2003, a tiger attacked magician Robbie Horn of the duo Sigmund and Roy during a performance in Las Vegas, leaving the superstar illusionist in critical condition on his 59th birthday. What do we learn from that? We learned that animals are still animals, And you need to put something on their mouth so they can't bite the hell out of you. That's what that means. In 2008, O.J. Simpson found guilty of robbing 2 sports memorabilia dealers at gunpoint in Las Vegas hotel room. Simpson was later sentenced to 9 to 33 years in prison. He was granted parole in 2017 and released from prison in October this year. So, what can I tell you? A couple of years ago, as a matter of fact. Anyway, all right, well, that's some of the things that have happened on this day. Let me see. That was 2. Okay. Wait. A Connecticut woman 8 years ago, driving a black Infiniti and her 1-year-old daughter inside, tried to ram a White House barricade, then led police on a chase toward the U.S. Capitol, where the police shot and killed her. The unarmed woman, 34-year-old Miriam Carey, had been diagnosed with postpartum depression and psychosis. Her child, however, was unharmed. Thank God we saved the child. I wonder how mental diseases can. Is there a mental disease to make you do good things? I mean, it looks like all the mental diseases make you do bad things. I'm just saying, are there any that just make you want to go out and do good with everybody? I don't know, but it's one of those things, I guess. Anyway, it's time for me to go on our break, and we'll come back. Got a lot of things to talk about when we come back. And what can I tell you? WSFA.
Radio 1440.
Good morning. I'm Bethany Davis in the WSFA 12 newsroom. At least 76 people are dead after Hurricane Ian. Search and rescue along with cleanup efforts continue in Florida today. More than 800,000 customers in Florida are still without power. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will travel there Wednesday to survey the damage after they tour Puerto Rico today following Hurricane Fiona. WSFA 12 News and our parent company, Gray Television, are teaming up with Salvation Army to help raise funds for the storm response efforts in support of Hurricane Ian's victims. You can donate online or just text STORM to 51555. Flu season is quickly approaching, and many health experts believe we'll see more flu cases this year. Many physicians believe that to be the case because many people have become relaxed on the precautions taken during the COVID-19 pandemic, like mask wearing and social distancing. Flu season generally lasts from October to April. Those doctors say getting the flu shot now will help curb the potential of getting really sick later on. I'm Bethany Davis in the newsroom.
News Radio 1440, WLWIAM, the home of Sean Hannity. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Many people in southwestern Florida are just now going back to see what's left of their homes after Hurricane Ian blew through last week. Governor Ron DeSantis.
I saw homes that had almost up to the rooftop still, different buildings, RVs that were almost totally submerged.
Correspondent Chris Van Cleve is in hard-hit Fort Myers.
That's over your head. A sobering moment for Vicky Markey, seeing the waterline Hurricane Ian left behind inside her Fort Myers home.
So if you'd stayed, you'd have been underwater.
Yes, or worse.
When you look around your home right now, what do you think?
What do you think?
I have a lot of wonderful memories with the people I love. And I keep reminding myself that these are all things. Everyone I love is safe.
The death toll from Ian, at least 86. Key win for Ukraine 7 months into the war. Correspondent Charlie D'Agata is there.
Ukrainian paratroopers swept into Lehman over the weekend.
Parachute!
For a hard
That's what I'm talking
battle, flying the flag for the first time in months. Recapturing the strategic city in the east marks one of the most significant victories of the war.
In Indonesia, people sang the country's national anthem at a vigil for the 125 killed during a soccer stampede Saturday after officers fired tear gas to tamp down the crowd after someone ran onto the field. At least 32
Everybody
killed. The
beautiful.
police chief has been fired. Police in Stockton, California believe they're dealing with a serial killer as they search for a suspect in 5 deadly shootings since July. Chief Stanley McFadden.
The problem we have is we have no evidence to tell us that it's one person, 2 or 3. We just don't know that. We don't have that information.
Police have released an image of someone they call a person of interest. Prosecutors in California now limited and using rap lyrics in court. CBS's Matt Piper explains.
Hip-hop lyrics have been used as corroboration in more than 500 criminal cases in the U.S. over the past 20 years, including just in May, where the Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney's Office is pitting rappers Young Thug and Gunna against their own lyrics and videos as evidence of their alleged involvement in armed robbery and attempted murder.
Just in,
I'm mortified. I do understand why people were upset.
Kim Kardashian has agreed to pay $1.26 million to settle up with the SEC for failing to disclose a payment she received for touting a crypto asset on her Instagram feed. Dow futures up 187. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need to know what it takes for a home loan to fit your budget and your family? Rocket can.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681.
Today was the deadline for LA's Unified School District to pay up in a cyber attack.
The hackers have released confidential information possibly related to students. It happened after Superintendent Albert Carvalho said he would not negotiate with or pay ransom to the criminal syndicate that calls itself the Vice Society. A statement reads in part, "Paying ransom never guarantees the full recovery of data, and the Los Angeles Unified believes public dollars are better spent on our students." Federal and local authorities are evaluating the extent of the data theft. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
The U.S. Geological Survey says a magnitude 3.1 earthquake shook Anaheim early this morning. The epicenter was less than a mile from Yorba Linda. There's no word on damages or injuries, but there have been 2 earthquakes of 3.0 or greater in that area in the past 10 days. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4-LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
We tried Dynovite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynovite nutritional supplements for dogs at dynovite.com.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Settlement Specialist, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad. Attention, this is an important message for anyone that spent time at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. If you or a family member lived, worked, or served at Camp Lejeune at any time between August 1st, 1953 and December 31st, 1987 and developed a serious health condition, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call 800-215-9771 now to see if you qualify. That's right, studies have found the water at Camp Lejeune was contaminated with toxic chemicals for decades, causing serious health conditions such as bladder, breast, or kidney cancer, Parkinson's, leukemia, and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Congress has approved and President Biden has signed a new law allowing anyone that spent time at the base affected by injury to seek the justice they deserve. Billions of dollars have been set aside by the government to compensate victims. If you or a family member lived, worked, or served at Camp Lejeune during this time and developed a serious health condition, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation even if you were denied a disability claim in the past. Call 800-215-9771 now to see if you qualify. Hurry, time is limited. Call 800-215-9771. That's 800-215-9771. 800-215-9771.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
There we go.
Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 through 33.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. There you go.
Everything is beautiful in its own way. Like the starry sun.
Okay. Good morning. How's everybody doing? I love this song. Oh, yeah. And their own way. Okay. I love this song. I remember when I was a kid, I played that song. First of all, let me tell you about our sponsor of our show, one of the greatest pre-loved automobile dealerships in town. That's JL Lane Truck and Auto, JLLaneTruckandAuto.com. You can go to the website right now while you're at work, acting like you're working, and you can check out the cars. You can check out I even think they got a couple of semi-trucks over there you might want to check out. But anyway, all you got to do is JLLaneTruckandAuto.com. Go to the website. Now, what's so great about these guys and what do they do different? Well, one of the things they do different, you can buy there and you can pay there. You don't have to worry about kissing the ring of the credit bureau of Montgomery or the whatever name those three credit bureaus are. Don't even worry about those. Okay, Mr. Lane, know that life happens. And sometimes when life happens, things happen. Things beyond your control, maybe some things you didn't control, but at the end of the day, things happen and they're willing to work with you, okay? All the cars, every last one of them, have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues and have passed a rigorous and vigorous inspection process from the tail lights to the front lights. Okay, they check the car out, okay? You can send your mother over there and get a car. If my mom was here, I'd send over there and get a car. Really, I would. You don't just send your mom any place to get a car. Okay, my mother would be 86 years old. Or she'd be 86, she'd be 87 right now. And I'd send her over to get a car if she was still driving. I'm not sure. But anyway, go over there and check them out. Or you can give them a call, 272-4313, 272-4313. Again, just because you had a little bad credit in the past, they won't hold that against you. You sat down at the table with Steve and Mr. Lane, and you sat there and said, listen, this is what happened. Bam. But I give you my word of honor. I will take care of this. I'm telling you, they will hook you up. He don't want to see you walking. Okay. He want to see you riding. Okay. All these cars, again, are pre-loved, but they're great cars. Matter of fact, Z's car is going to come from there when he turns 17 next year. He gets a car. Okay. I mean, not the 16 thing. I actually think 17 is probably a little too young too. But you got to start to let them grow up sooner or later. So you might want to get them a car. Now I got to teach them how to drive a big car. So I taught him how to drive my car, but my car is like the size of a cracker box. And he can't. He hardly can fit in my car. So I got to send him over to JL Lane Truck and Auto, so he can get his own car next year. Okay. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, good morning to you. Give him a call, Give them a call, 272-4313. And if they don't have it, if they don't have what you're looking for at J.O. Lane Truck and Auto, they'll get it for you. That's for Steve. Good morning. The time on the wall says it is 7:12. Okay, let me tell you what I did last week before I get to any news or anything like that. Let me tell you what I did. Now, last week, I was on a tirade about votes not being counted. So last Friday, when I got off the air, I went a couple of places. I went to the Montgomery Election Center, and I went to, I called the Secretary of State's office downtown, and the guy hung up on me because he got tired of me asking questions, and he just hung up on me, that little maggot, rather than, I'm not even going to tell you the guy's name because I just called him a maggot, so I don't want to, I don't want his family to get upset. But he hung up on a brother, okay? Now, and I'm going to have to call John Merrill. Listen, if you can't handle customers, you don't need to be answering the telephone. Because I got a lot of questions. When you take 14,000 votes and throw them away and then tell me, well, they're bylaws. I don't want to hear that. You took 14,000 votes and dumped them in the trash, okay? And the race with Fernando Morgan and Sabrina Martin. You dumped Sabrina Martin off the ballot, and then you did not even have the honesty to give it to the guy who came in second place, okay, on that judgeship. Okay, and judgeships matter. I don't know who Arrington is. I don't know who she is. She's probably a nice lady. I'm good. But next month, you're going to be asked to go to the polls and vote for somebody that nobody voted for. Okay, so 14,000. And if you don't know the story, here's the story. Sabrina Martin and Fernando Morgan were in a race for a judgeship. The Democratic Party, after Miss Martin running for a year, all of a sudden she won, and all of a sudden they find all of these things out, and they have her. That's their reasoning for getting rid of her, taking her off the ballot. She won. She got 9,000 votes. Fernando got, I think, 5,000, something like that. Okay. So what happens is that they said, forget it. They took her off, dumped her off the ballot, and didn't give the votes, which logically and reasonably, one would automatically assume that the guy who was on the ballot, okay, your ballot, the Democratic, if the first person on the ballot did not win for whatever reason, they have to be deposed, then you would think that the guy that came in second would automatically win. Well, it is a corrupt system. Okay, it's a corrupt system. So Fernando Morgan didn't even get, they said he got, hell, he shouldn't have got consideration. He was the only one that ran against Sabrina. Okay, so anyway, so I go to Montgomery, I go over here 125 Washington Street, this is where the election center is, and I asked the question. Well, if he was on the ballot, he came in second, then why are we getting rid of him? And I would do this for a Republican or Democrat, whoever it is. If they played the game, and and everybody gave me. Now I'm going to tell you something. People who work in the Montgomery Election Center were a little bit, they're a little bit taken back by the process also. Okay, they're a little bit taken back, but that is the process. Okay. And we understand that each party, all these parties, Democrat and Republican, they are private parties. But let me tell you something, my friends. They may be private parties, but the elections are paid for by the taxpayer. So, because the Democratic Party does not have enough money to put on a separate election, they're going to screw us. Okay, the people who actually voted. So they took 14,000. If you and I were to go into the election center on election night and take 14,000 votes and just discard them, somebody would be going to jail. So how is it that the Alabama Democratic Party can take 14,000 votes and discard them and tell me that my vote does not count? So where the hell is my vote? Where's all the people that voted for Fernando? Where is their votes? Well, he's not on the ballot, but he was when we voted. So where is my vote? Can somebody tell me? Where are 14,000 people's vote that voted in that race? Where are they? Okay, again, nobody has an answer for me. Well, I got you. But the minute you involve taxpayer money, and which is what we have done with these elections, we become an interested party, and we become a party to the decisions that they make. We paid for the elections. So don't throw all the votes away that the taxpayers who pay for the elections, this is outrageous. I mean, this is absolutely, it is criminal as far as I'm concerned, but nobody is going to take anybody to court, I guess, because I would imagine maybe the Republican Party. I want you to think about that. If you on election night took 14,000 votes and put them in the trash, somebody would be arrested. Okay? Somebody be arrested. But the Democratic Party, because they quote unquote go by their bylaws, okay, which one of their bylaws said that you can indiscriminately get rid of 14,000 votes, and one of those 14,000 was mine. So tell me where that is. Where's JC? JC! Okay? Because the taxpayers pay for the election. We do. We are an interested party. We are a connected party to the process. Just because we're not a Democrat or a Republican, and in the party, we pay for the party. We pay for the election. So to take a taxpayer vote and completely disregard it, discard it with no ramifications, none. I think about this. Next month, on the 8th of November, when you go to vote in Montgomery County, you're going to see a lady on the ballot for judgeship that nobody voted for. Nobody. And the 14,000 votes that were cast, they're gone. They are gone. So, and if you don't think that is an abridgment, that is goes against everything that our young men and women have died for in America, across the world, you don't think that is an affront to them, then something's wrong with your brain. Okay? They took 14,000 votes and told you that they don't exist. So they're going to give us somebody that nobody voted for. I really wish we could do what do you call that thing when you stop something from happening? I don't know what you call it, but I need a lawyer. We need to stop this from happening. Okay? It's not my fault that the Democratic Party is poor and they couldn't run another election. That's not my problem. My problem is 14,000 people who voted and you said doesn't matter. And the 5,000 that voted for Mr. Morgan, you tell me that it doesn't matter. Oh, we don't like him. So we're gonna go out and get somebody that didn't run in our election and put them on. Think about that. They're gonna go out and put somebody on the ballot that you don't have a clue who they are, what they stand for, what their record is. We don't know her. I don't know her. So I'm just telling you. Anyway, so I called the Secretary of State's office, Mr. Merrill's office, and I asked this guy that same question over and over again. What happened to 14,000 votes? And one of those 14,000, it may have been the 15,000, the 400, the 1,000. Well, anyway, 14,099. One out of the last one was mine. Okay, I'm just saying. And if that doesn't bother you, if that doesn't bother some of you out there right now, then you don't understand what America's all about. You don't understand that. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. If the Republicans did it, I'd be screaming from. Matter of fact, if the Republicans did it, it would even be worse because they always talk about the Constitution. Okay, I believe in the Constitution. I may not believe in all the people who wrote it, but I believe in the Constitution itself. 7:21 in the morning, 860-1440. Well, and maybe nobody cares but me. Yeah, maybe nobody cares but me. I wish somebody called John Merrill, tell John, I'd like to hear from him on this. You throw away 14,000 votes and tell people that they don't count. I mean, really? Is this Afghanistan? I mean, really? Is this one of those banana republics in Africa somewhere, the continent of Africa, where you can go vote all you want to? They're just going to throw your vote away and put in office who they want to. I mean, is that what it has come to in America today? I'm just asking the question, you know. But anyway, I know some of you guys are tired of hearing. If you don't understand the ramifications of this, then we have a serious problem, not only in our educational system, but in our voting system also. If you can take people set out there in the sun, the hot, the rain, we had people that have been whining about not being able to take water to the polls. We got people who have been whining for 2 years about not being able to take water to the polls. Nobody's whining about somebody taking your vote and throwing it away, and that's Alabama Democratic Party. Okay, really. So we want water. Now our vote don't count, but we whining like hell about water. Well, we can't take water, and then if you bring water, next thing you want popcorn. Then after that, you want some sandwiches, and after that, it's just gonna be it's gonna be a party at the polling place. Okay, I'm just saying. But our reason for existing, the reason we vote, is we are called a representative republic. And the reason we vote, because theoretically, our votes determine the direction by which we go, by the leaders that we choose. Okay, I'm just telling you. So if y'all don't, now if you don't, I'm gonna be done with it in a couple minutes, because obviously, you guys don't care, unless you want. And if you're one of those 14,000 people that voted either for Sabrina Martin or Fernando Morgan, if you're one of those voters, do you realize they threw your vote in the trash? They treated it like toilet paper and they discarded it. I'm just saying. So if it doesn't matter to you, then okay, so be it. Yeah, that's cool. But it matters to me, because one of those votes were mine. Anyway, we'll be back right after this.
Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by News Nation. Chris Cuomo is back with a new show on a new network. Cuomo premieres on News Nation tonight at 8/7 Central. To find News Nation on your television provider, go to newsnationnow.com/join us.
The wind will relax a bit for today, not as breezy. We're talking wind speeds around 10 miles per hour. Temperatures topping out in the low 80s. The humidity stays low. For tonight, we're back down into the mid-50s. Some low 50s possible. Mostly clear, partly cloudy on Tuesday and Wednesday. Low 80s Tuesday. Mid-80s for many on Wednesday, and no rain in sight over the next 7 days.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We've got an accident on East Boulevard there at Reinhardt Toyota, so please use caution if you're heading in that direction. It's northbound. Also an accident at Jones Corner on Highway 231 above Wetumpka. It's a minor accident, but use caution if you're heading in that direction. If you see something else giving you trouble, safely contact us, and we'll pass that info along. Enjoy your favorite movies at the AMC Festival Plaza Theater, then eat at the Bubbly Hen, Montgomery's newest restaurant. It's all at Festival Plaza, Taylor and Vaughn, a JLL managed development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes. But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Take News Radio 1440 with you everywhere on your AM dial at 1440, on 95.1 HD3 on FM, through our app on the App Store, or through your Alexa or Google smart home device.
Mike Costanza with Chappie's Deli.
And Jeff Baranka with Chappie's Deli.
What are you eating, Jeff?
Chappie's Deli sweet potato fries.
Sweet. They're so good. People eat them all the time. Jeff, what are you humming?
Just thinking. You know how we get phone calls after I sing in the commercials?
But they aren't good phone calls. Don't do this.
Sweet potato fries. Dun, dun, dun. French fries never tasted so good.
Please, I'm begging.
I'd eat mine. Dun, dun, dun. Every day if I could.
folks, come get your sweet potato fries with no singing at any Chappie's Deli. Berry Hill, Pepper Tree, Baptist South, Prattville, and Auburn.
Hey folks, this is Major Delay. Not too long ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, few things are as important as the health of my feet. First order of business, have your feet checked by a podiatrist. Without hesitation, I told my doctor, I'm going to Dr. Brian Kelly with Greenville Foot Care. I went to his clinic on Winton Blunt behind Baptist East. The staff was friendly and professional. I was in and out in less than 30 minutes. And in that short span of time, with a few simple observations, Dr. Kelly shed light on two major issues I had with my feet and ankles all my life. I was amazed. Not only was the checkup quick and easy, I felt comfortable and informed. He even recommended certain running shoes that better fit the structure of my feet. And your insurance even pays for annual visits to a podiatrist to better your health. No referral necessary for most insurance. Hey, walk, crawl, limp, roll, any way you can get there, but see Dr. Brian Kelly at Greenville Foot Care. Call for an appointment at 334-265-7585 or check out greenvillefootcare.com.
No representation is made as to the quality of pediatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
Hey folks, this is Tammy Burkhalter at Prattville Farm Center, and did you know there's all kind of dogs that we can feed? Like sleepy dog, hot dog, creepy dog, spinning dog, hunting dog, shaggy dog, lap dog, windy dog, riding dog, hiding dog, scruffy dog, standing dog, hat dog, cozy dog, family dog, even a dancing dog, man. So come see us at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville, and we can even feature kitty cat too.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4-LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
We tried Dynavite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynavite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynavite nutritional supplements for dogs at dynavite.com.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, our numbers are 860-1440 if you want to chime in on this. And maybe some of you don't. Maybe you just don't get it. Maybe you don't, I mean, the guy at the Secretary of State's office didn't get it either. He gets all upset because I'm asking the question, well, what happened to the votes? Well, the Democratic Party, I understand the Democratic Party, that's fine. What happened to 14,000 votes? How can you guys say that 2 or 3 people in a room can discard 14,000 votes? So and since we pay for these elections, are you telling me that you treat us like prostitutes? We pay, but you don't get to play. So tell me, what happened to the votes? Well, the Democratic, I understand. What happened to the votes? Where are they? Okay, because now we have a person in that slot that nobody voted for in the county of Montgomery. So what happened to 14,000 votes? And so the only thing that I hear is that, the Democrats can't afford to redo an election. That's not my problem. What happened to 14,000 votes? 9 for one and 5 for the other guy. I'm just trying to ask the question. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but it's a big deal to me. What happened to 14,000 votes? And then replacing those votes with somebody nobody voted for. I'm just, it's a big deal. Elections next month. I think there ought to be a stay. There, somebody, some lawyer, someplace. What could I do it myself? No, lawyer. Because if I could do it myself, I would go and ask some judge for a stay and take them completely off the ballot until the people have their say. Because right now, the people did not have their say. You're going to give me somebody on the ballot that I didn't vote for? Nobody voted for? I'm sorry. I I can't go for that. Good morning on there. Okay, now I can't hear you, so say that again. Say that again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, the rules, according to the guide Secretary of State's office, the Democratic Party within their bylaws, and I understand they have the right to take people off the ballot or whatever the case. I got that part. Okay, but the taxpayers are the ones who paid for the election, and therefore we are an interested party in that process, and none of us was asked anything about this. And so you take 14,000 votes and they no longer exist. For who? Right, right. Well, she wasn't on the ballot. She wasn't, right. She wasn't on the ballot. No, no. Right now, I don't. Yeah, I don't know who's in there now, but I don't think they're going to run for re-election. Whoever's in that judicial, Fernando Morgan, but Fernando Morgan was on the ballot, got 5,000 votes. If you're going to take the first person off the ballot, then you would think that automatic. Because why would they let him run as a Democrat if they didn't plan to honor his run? No. I forgot. I don't know who's in that. I'll have to find out which. Right, that's what they did. Somebody named Arrington. Well, I'm pretty sure she's a nice woman, but nobody voted for her. We got two people that were on the ballot. One they threw off, and the other they ignored. But they let him run as a Democrat, and I voted for the guy. Well, if she gets voted in, if she gets voted in, they ain't gonna do nothing about it. She didn't run. She didn't run in the primary. No, she's on the ballot for the job. Right. They replaced Sabrina Martin with her. She's on there for the job. Uh, I don't believe so. I understand they broke, so they got to go with it. They got to go with this one. Well, they are in question. They are in question because not one single voter that voted for either Fernando Martin or Fernando Morgan or Sabrina Martin, not one vote has counted. Well, they will tell you, right? Well, the Secretary of State would tell you where their bylaws, the Democratic Party's bylaws, allow them to put people, and I got no problem with that. But the problem is that 14,000 people voted for either one of those guys, and they threw the ballots away. Yeah, that dog ain't gonna hunt. And hell, you are dying a heart Democrat. Even that gives you a bad smell. It's just not. It's not right. Yeah, not really, but yeah. Absolutely. Right. And we paid for it. We paid. You paid for the election process. I paid through our tax dollar. So we are an interested party. It ain't. We just went down there and voted. Yeah. 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 All right. That's right. Nothing. They stuck her in there. Yeah. Exactly. Who else are they willing to dump off the ballot that they don't like? Yeah. That's right. Right. Well, that's what I'm doing for you. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's not what they're doing. No, they appreciate. Hey, I appreciate. Got to take a call, but I hear you. Good morning. Who's this? Morning. Alrighty then. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Good morning. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It used to be on the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. Right. Which I agree. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. It's a Yeah, that's right. We shouldn't have. But let the people decide. Let the people decide. Give them the information. Let them decide who they want. I appreciate it. Got to take a break. It is 7:40 in the morning. But again, now we're acting like, and I just got a note right now. I agree. He says, not just dumb, but it proves to the public that their votes can be and are controlled and manipulated by the parties or the party's leadership. So, regardless of what the people said with their vote, the parties have decided to give you someone that nobody voted for. Okay. I don't know the lady. I think she's probably a fine, good citizen. This has got nothing to do with character of the person that is running. Okay. Nothing to do with the person. It's got something to do with the process. Okay. We'll be back right after these messages.
That's northbound. Also an accident at Jones Corner on Highway 231 above Wetumpka. It's a minor accident, but use caution if you're heading in that direction. If you see something else giving you trouble, safely contact us and we'll pass that info along. From a simple patient transport to life and death situations, Haynes Ambulance is there for you both on the ground and in the air. Haynes Ambulance, ready at a moment's notice. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
Hey folks, this is Kofi Wolf from American Oak and More. This is your special invitation to our biggest sale of the year. For a limited time, get up to 50% off the top tag price on everything in American Oak and More's inventory and special orders. Plus, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's up to 50% off on living room, dining room, bedroom, home office, and outdoor. Plus, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. We are located on Highway 231 North, just south of the River Bridge. Hurry, sell in soon.
I've been saying for almost 30 years. You don't take fake money, don't set up fake wood. Good morning, Alabama. How'd you sleep last night?
You can buy a mattress anywhere, but at Mattress Bedding, we want to make sure you get a good night's sleep. We will take the time to show you how a mattress is made and what supports you and gives you comfort. Then let you make the decision on what's best for you. Whether you need an inexpensive mattress or a great night's sleep, we have you covered. Shop the Better Sleep Sale and get up to $400 off on Heritage Sleep's homegrown collection.
Don't count sheep, get a great night's sleep from Wolf Boys Bedding next to American Oak and More.
You wash your hands and brush your teeth, but what about your nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, dirt, and germs, and it's why nose cleaning is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons: sinusitis, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they also find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Nearly 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying things like, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. That's because Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is improved health. Here's the key point. Navage is good personal hygiene, and it's going to help you stay healthy. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
MyPillow is having their biggest bed sheet sale ever. The MyPillow Percale sheets are available in a variety of colors, and all sizes are on sale. For example, the queen size, regular price $89.98, now only $39.98 with your promo code. Order now, as there's a very limited supply. The MyPillow Percale sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. They have deep pockets to fit over any mattress. These come with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to mypillow.com and click on the radio listener square and use promo code Westwood to receive the MyPillow Percale sheets for as low as $29.98. Order now, because when they're gone, they're gone. Or call 800-653-7485 and use promo code Westwood.
Hey guys, it's me, Bruce Lee, the got my mind down there. I got my mind down there.
Down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kid-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. That's join the letters NUimage.com and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code RADIO.
Sponsored by New Image Medical.
The City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs is calling all creative minds. The department exists to engage, enlighten, and elevate a diverse, inclusive cultural arts community. They're committed to strengthening and showcasing organizational and individual cultural endeavors in our hometown. To advance this cause, they're seeking individual artists, artisans, advocacy groups, schools, and avid patrons of the arts. If this is you, visit montgomeryal.gov and click on the Cultural Affairs page to register to be part of Montgomery's creative community.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 14.
Alrighty then. As a matter of fact, the place, I think it's the 19th. Let's see. It is the Alabama 15th Judicial Circuit Judge, place 3. Fernando Morgan got 5,000. Let me see, and I'll have him on next hour. He got 5,000 and something votes. Oh, he got 5,794. Miss Sabrina got 9,637. She got 62% of the vote. He got 37. But the person that is on the ballot is Monica Arrington. She got 0 votes. Absolutely none. That's my problem. Let's go back to phones. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. That's right. But you're not going to find them. Yep. You can't go in there and well he'll be here next hour. So he'll. Okay. See you later. I got you. Good morning. Who's this? Pretty good. Right. Yeah. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Oh, your brother, they not coming. They didn't heard about this. Yeah, but I'll ask. You know. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I appreciate it. I don't know is she running against Brooke Reed? I think that's who she's running against. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I know all that. The one side is that nobody votes counted. They're all part of the same corrupt thing. They're not going to object. They're all part of the same thing. Oh, wow. Wow. People work. How many people going to Alabama.com? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. First of all, let me ask you a question. Wait, because what you're saying is irrelevant. What you're saying is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is, I don't know if they can do it. I've never seen them do it. You say can do. You say can do it. Wait a minute. You say can do it. I don't know anybody in the Republican Party that's ever done this before. Okay. Yeah. What? Yeah. Well, you know that a write-in is a waste of time most of the time. It rarely happened in the history of America. How many people actually want to vote a vote by write-in? No. Listen. Let me. The, the people did no. The people did not make up their mind. Three or four people in the office made up their mind. Yeah. They don't have either. Wait, what are you talking about? They don't have either candidate that they voted for on the ballot. Oh, give me a break. Okay, appreciate it. You know, and I know write-ins. And Fernando, he's gonna try that, but I'm just telling you, write in. Why should they have to write in when they were on the ballot? Good morning. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, now again, I do not know if they knew that they were on the ballot, they would be through. I don't know if that's on the ballot or not. I don't know if that's on there. Okay. Right. Right. Well, I don't really know how many people really know that there are those 14,000 people because I don't know how affluent they are. How? No. Right. Neither one of them. No. Okay. Oh, yeah. Right, but let me ask you something. There's probabilities and possibilities. It is possible by a long stretch of the imagination that one of those candidates can galvanize enough people to write in. but the plausibility here is that it's not going to happen. If you can put it'll take longer than we have to motivate and galvanize that many people with a pen and pencil. It'll just take longer. He ain't got that kind of money. I wonder how I run it right. But listen, I wonder how many of those people actually know, because I'm sure they all don't listen to me, how many of them know that their votes were discarded? How many of them know that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And let me ask you something. With a working brother, like every people, how many people got time to go door to door and ask people? Right. Oh, okay. 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 And they did. Okay, they did. Well, there is a remedy. And if you got the money, if you have the money and the resources to let people know about that remedy through commercials and advertisement, then you can probably affect change. But I'm pretty sure the Democratic Party in Montgomery didn't even have enough money to pay for a new election. I got to run. We'll talk.
40.
Good morning. I'm Bethany Davis in the WSFH 12 newsroom. At least 76 people are dead after Hurricane Ian. Rescue along with cleanup efforts continue in Florida.
They got screwed.
Thousands of customers in Florida are still without power, and President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will travel there Wednesday to survey the damage after they tour Puerto Rico today following Hurricane Fiona. WSFH 12 News and our parent company, Gray Television, are teaming up with Salvation Army to help raise funds for the storm response efforts in support of Hurricane Ian's victims. You can donate online or just text STORM to 51555. Flu season is quickly approaching, and many health experts believe we'll see more flu cases this year. Many physicians believe that to be the case because many people have become relaxed on the precautions taken during the COVID-19 pandemic, like mask wearing and social distancing. Flu season generally lasts from October to April. Those doctors say getting the flu shot now will help curb the potential of getting really sick later on. I'm Bethany Davis in the newsroom.
WLWI-AM is News Radio 1440, also heard on 95.1 HD3 FM in Montgomery. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Days after Hurricane Ian slammed into Florida's southwest coast with a vengeance, many are just getting back to see what's left of their homes. Correspondent Christian Benavidez has details from Fort Myers.
If the calendar says October, chances...
Oh, and here is Christian Myers.
In some parts of Florida, flooding is getting worse. The St. Johns River in Seminole County keeps rising. Those nearby need boats to get to their homes. On Sanibel, volunteers brought residents of the hard-hit West Coast barrier island to safety.
It came up about 4 feet in the house, so I've been living upstairs.
Fort Myers Mayor Kevin Anderson is defending criticism over an evacuation order that went out just 24 hours before the storm hit.
Warnings for hurricane season start in June, and so there's a degree of personal responsibility here. I think the county acted appropriately.
At least 86 people were killed in the hurricane. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson will be the new face on the bench when the Supreme Court begins its new term today. Correspondent Steve Dorsey's in Washington.
More rulings on landmark issues are expected this term, including on cases involving affirmative action, voting rights, a challenge to the Clean Water Act, and gay rights.
Ukraine's First Lady is speaking out about the war. She sat down with 60 Minutes' Scott Pelley on CBS.
Definitely terrorism. The war is being waged using modern means, but from the moral and ethical point of view, it's the Middle Ages.
Ukraine has recaptured a key railroad hub in Liman. Unrest in Iran shows no signs of abating after a young woman died in the custody of morality police. CBS's Vicki Barker.
Inside Iran, women protesters have been ripping off their headscarves. Outside, they've been publicly cutting off their hair, showing solidarity with 22-year-old Mahsa Amini, whose apparent crime was failing to fully cover her hair. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has just broken weeks of silence to condemn the growing protests in his country as rioting organized by the U.S. and Israel.
Analysts predicted Brazil's far-right leader Jair Bolsonaro would lose his race, but he's forced to run off with a former leftist president. Bolsonaro, through an interpreter.
I continually believe that we would win this election. And I'd like to tell you, we will. This is just an extension of this game.
A winner in Stockholm.
The 2022 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine to Svante Pääbo.
He's honored for discoveries on human evolution. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Did you know there's a conservative advocacy and benefits organization with over 2 million members and counting? It's AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Here are 3 reasons why you should consider joining AMAC right now. First, AMAC saves you money. From discounts on travel and lodging, cell phones and plans, access to insurance products, and more. Joining AMAC is a powerful tool against inflation. Second, with a bi-monthly magazine, daily website content, podcasts with America's thought leaders, and an app that delivers insightful coverage of the issues that matter most, AMAC is a trusted source of information. And third, the reason that people say is their favorite is that AMAC fights for your conservative values on Capitol Hill. With more than 2 million members, AMAC is a voice that cannot be ignored, working tirelessly to preserve the freedoms secured by our Constitution. Go to amac.us/liberty and join today. That's amac.us/liberty. amac.us/liberty.
A new film scared up a hit at the movies.
If the calendar says October, chances are a horror movie will top the box office.
I'm seeing something smiling at me.
And that's what Smile did, scaring its way to the top with $22 million in ticket sales. It comes after the flick planted smiling actors at baseball games around the country as a marketing stunt. Billy Eichner's Bros was highly marketed too.
Hey, guys are so stupid.
I know.
But we've been smart enough.
But it wasn't enough, as it comes in 4th place during its opening weekend. It was promoted as historic, with a mass market studio-driven all LGBTQ principal
I ain't coming back on until about 10 after.
And The Woman King rounded out the top 3. Matt
Yeah,
Piper,
CBS
CBS News.
Right.
Something new from Taylor Swift. She dropped Anti-Hero at midnight and posted to Instagram.
I really don't think I've delved this far into my insecurities in this detail before.
Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
I'm right. I know I'm right. I know I am right. I am right. I'm right. I'm right. We paid for those elections. Therefore, we have a vested interest in making sure it happens.
Standard messaging rate supply. Don't text to drive. We'll text back to confirm your entry. If you win, you'll be qualified to win the grand prize of $25,000. It's the 25K Workday Payday on News Radio 1440.
You wash your hands and brush your teeth, but what about your nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, dirt, and germs, and it's why nose cleaning is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons: sinusitis, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they also find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Nearly 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying things like, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. That's because Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is improved health. Here's the key point. Navage is good personal hygiene, and it's going to help you stay healthy. at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, Target, and online. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs is calling all creative minds. The department exists to engage, enlighten, and elevate a diverse, inclusive cultural arts community. They're committed to strengthening and showcasing organizational and individual cultural endeavors in our hometown. To advance this cause, they're seeking individual artists, artisans, advocacy groups, schools, and avid patrons of the arts. If this is you, visit montgomeryal.gov and click on the Cultural Affairs page to register to be part of Montgomery's creative community.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. That's join, the letters NU, and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code RADIO.
Sponsored by New Image Medical.
Hey, I'm Jody.
And I'm Kathy from American Oak and More.
And the Rusty Furniture House.
We would like to say thank you to everyone in Montgomery, Autauga, and Elmore County for voting us your #1 furniture store in the 2022 Reader's Choice Awards. If you've never shopped with us before,
Y'all come see us.
and if you've shopped with us in the past,
Y'all come back, you hear?
remember to check us out on Facebook where we post all of our new items.
You don't sell fake money, don't sell fake wood. Hey, y'all, I'm Cody. Camden, Carson, Cole. We would like to say thank you. Everyone in Autauga, Elmore, and Montgomery County, voting us the #1 mattress store in the 2022 Reader's Choice Awards. Never shopped with us before? Y'all come see us. Shopped with us in the past? Y'all come back, you hear? Don't count sheep, get a great night's sleep. Thank you again, Wolf Boys Betting, next to American Oak More. #1 mattress store, 4245 with Hunter.
This is Jeff Baranko with Chappie's Deli.
And Mike Costanza with Chappie's Deli.
Mike, let's talk about our Chappie's Deli vinegar slaw.
Oh yeah, I love it. So tasty and good for you. Perfect on any sandwich too.
We get lots of calls from people wanting the recipe.
And just like Coca-Cola, Colonel Sanders, my age, it's a secret.
Mike, why don't we give out the recipe right now on this commercial?
Jeff, I don't think that's a good idea.
First, you shred cabbage, then on a slicer.
Jeff!
Then you add 1 cup of, a pint of, and a teaspoon of. Hey, what's going on?
Well, that's weird. I knew this thing would come in handy. Folks, come get your secret recipe slaw at any Chappie's Deli. Berry Hill, Pepper Tree, Baptist South, Prattville, and Auburn.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack!
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, everybody. Don't forget our sponsor of our show, which is JL Lane Truck and Auto, jlanetruckandauto.com. Go to the website right now, and you can find just about anything you're looking for a pre-loved car. Now, all the cars, every last one of them, okay, have been clean and cleared of all known issues. So when you drive off the lot, the only time you got to bring it back to when you want to trade up, okay? But all these things have really undergone inspection, and they make sure there's nothing wrong with those cars. So if you're ready to ride, go to 208 Gun Road in Montgomery, or give them a call, 272-4313. Nice thing about doing business, though, with the JL Lane Truck and Auto is that they have the ability to, you can pay there, you can buy there, and you don't have to kiss the ring of Montgomery County Credit Bureau. You don't have to do that. They buy back. And they realize that life happens, things happen, and their goal is to help you with your future, not worry about your past. Okay, so give them a call. That's right, give them a call, 272-4313. 4313. Again, that is JL Lane Truck and Auto, jlanetruckandauto.com. Go to the website right now, and you will be able to find people that are waiting for you, okay, to put you in a pre-loved car. Don't forget, you can buy there and pay there. On the phone with us, I believe on the phone with us from some part in Montgomery, or probably hidden in a bunker somewhere, I'm not sure, is Fernando Morgan, who which is the subject, has been the subject of my conversation. Not necessarily him, but the process by which the Democratic Party did him. He ran as a Democrat along with the other candidate, and one they disqualified, which automatically you would think that the second guy who's actually running would get the nod. But that's not what happened. But I'm not going to put words in his mouth. I guess they sign these things that you can, whatever we do to you, you just got to suck it up and bear it. I guess that's what you got to sign when you sign up as one of these party candidates, I guess. Anyway, good morning now, Fernando. Pretty good. Okay.
Doing now is getting word out to people and writing campaign.
Let me ask you something. Out of everything you said, the one thing that was missing in this conversation, which is what absolutely irritates me, the voter. Those 9,000 people, almost 6,000 for you, 9,000 for her. Our votes are discarded. I mean, they're gone.
And we start over at this point. We start over, and one way they look at it as the primary is one campaign, if you will, and then the general starts a whole new cycle, if you will. It's almost like you got the playoffs, and then you get to the playoffs, you get to the championship game.
without equate to being in the general election. So it's like when the primary is done, they wipe the slate and say, okay, that's done. You're in a whole new cycle now, and that's how the Secretary of State looks at it, and that's how the parties look at it, and everything. But still, it could have been saying, you know what, a lot of people voted in this race. There was a lot of passion behind this race, especially later on. So let's honor what they said. We got the one who can't serve right now, but how about the one who can serve, the one who qualified, the one who's still in there, the one who's been fighting from day one, the one who continues to fight. Let's see about this guy. Let's get him in there and make sure that people know that, hey, your voice counted, and why Martin's votes are going away because of the way she came to be on that, which should never happen.
However, in her defense, she ran for that office for a year. Okay, it seems to me that if the Democratic Party had done their due diligence, rather than ignore her, automatically thinking that the person they got behind was going to win. Okay, they because they failed to do their due diligence is not my fault as the voter. And here's another thing: even though the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are private parties, the taxpayer, me and other people who voted like me, pay for those elections, which tells me we have a say in that because we're part of the process. So how in the hell are you going to manipulate the process and take the people out of the process or the reason for the process? Now let me ask some. Is there a Republican candidate? And it's place 3. Okay, place 3. Okay, and of course let me ask. Okay, so now we are where we are. Somebody asked a question this morning. Why doesn't Fernando sue? Why don't you? I know why, but yeah. Well, I got a way. There's a way. I would be the complainant because and I'm the complainant because I'm certainly involved in the process. When you take 9,000 votes, 15,000 votes, and dump them in the trash, oh, there are a hell of a lot of people that can be the complainant here because right now. I mean, seriously, we took everybody's vote and dumped them in the trash. If you and I went to the office on election night and took 14,000 votes, brother, somebody be in trouble. But Fernando, and I hear you. Listen, I'm optimistic like the next guy, but the only person I've ever known to win in a write-in, I think Lieberman did it. He did, and he's gone. But in we got a hard enough time getting people to come to the polls. Now we got people complaining about water being at the polls. I mean, realistically, it's a Herculean task to get people to write in because they don't have to write in. I mean, theoretically, if they wrote it, I mean, it depends on how many votes this other woman gets, but she's gonna get some votes because she owned the ticket. She's on the ticket. She's gonna get some votes because a lot of folks gonna pull a straight ticket. So, I mean, how do you overcome that when you've been screwed, glued, tattooed? Like, and let me ask something. This whole Democratic Party, are you still with them? And I know you want to answer in the affirmative right now, but you have to have concerns about this whole process. Okay. Wait. Okay. That sounds like propaganda to me. But at the end of the day, if the people were so important, really, to the Democratic Party, we wouldn't be having this conversation about 14,000 people who voted and they just threw the ballots away. So the people are not that important. The party is important to the party. It's not me. My vote is in the trash someplace right now. So let's not give them all this credit about how they care about the people. They don't give a crap about the people. It's about manipulation of the people. Okay. Now when everything's going good, they get all the vote, they're happy. But right now, this is an affront to all the men and women who died for this nation so we can have a right to vote, civil rights movements, and all these things that we fought for. And to tell me that to discard my vote right now is an insult to the memory and to the legacy and to the lives of many people who fought to get the vote. Well, let me see if I think somebody wants to ask you a question, whatever the case may be. Come on, who's this? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. As a write-in. Yeah, yes, I did. A write-in candidate is that. Listen, I applaud the effort. I do. But I mean, I'll write them in. I'll write them in. Yeah. I believe. Yeah. Mm. Well, right. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Hmm. Right. Yeah. Well, but the problem here is, right, but boy, the problem is really not. The problem is that a whole bunch of people voted for. I'm worried about the voter, and I'm one of those voters that whose ballots. I don't really care about the inner workings of the party, who they put on there, who. I don't care. But the voters, all 14, 15, almost 15,000 votes are gone. That's my issue. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. You don't have to. She don't have to because she's the only one. She's the only one going to be on the ballot for the fifth. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. Well, they, right, and they taking it for granted. But the Democratic Party's taking it for granted that you just gonna vote. And, you know. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I mean, we'll call her, but I know she's not coming because I know the word's gotten back to her by now that I'm. I just I don't respect the process. They put somebody on the ballot that nobody voted for. Yeah. Okay. Well, she's welcome to. Right. She's welcome to call in anytime she wants to and put those views out there. Uh, yeah. Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. Well, Fernando, you heard what the young man said. So you need to run a little harder, brother. Okay. Uh, right. Somebody asked me to ask you, uh, can you expound, can you elaborate on some of the issues that Miss Martin was taken off for, or is that good name and character issues? Right. Yeah, go ahead. Mhm. Okay, but here's my problem. She ran for a year. Okay, she ran for a year. Are we telling me we didn't know this till after the election? Mm. Right. Okay. Well, again, though, right, right. And again, and I understand that, I guess, but my whole issue is that the voter, we pay for we pay for the process of election. So which, as a lawyer, forget the candidate, as a lawyer, aren't we akin to the party? Aren't we, I forgot exactly, like in a lawsuit, somebody who, aren't, whatever you call that person, that's affected by, aren't we affected by what the Democratic Party did? Because they pretty much just threw our votes away. Are we in standing? Don't we have standing to sue? I know you're a lawyer, but if you don't want to answer that question, you don't have to. But I can answer that question myself. But the question is, what lawyer are we going to? Now you say you're a lifelong Democrat, so you're not going to sue them. So I got to go someplace else. I ain't mad at you. Okay. But somebody needs to sue them. Okay. Well, let me ask you, I gotta go to a break. Do you find yourself in a position that is untenable? You are in a position to defend the process that screwed you. Okay, I'm just saying you got to have a hard time sleeping at night. Yeah. Okay. If you're in the electric chair, you know you're innocent and you're finna get fried. Are you still gonna say your last word's gonna be, "I believe in the process"? I've got. Yeah, okay. All right. Appreciate your call, Fernando. Write-in candidate for the judgeship in Montgomery, 15th Judicial, Place 3. I think that's what it is now. Close to it. Anyway, we'll be back. Circuit Place 3. Okay, appreciate it. Appreciate your call, sir. We'll get back with you. Hopefully, it'll all work out. We'll be back.
It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by News Nation. Chris Cuomo is back with a new show on a new network. Cuomo premieres on News Nation tonight at 8/7 Central. To find News Nation on your television provider, go to newsnationnow.com/join us.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send anyone on an alternative route. Interstate system's moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area. You keep listening. We'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Invisible Fence has the Boundary Plus system, giving your pet security, but then giving them more room to enjoy life. Call Vicki at Invisible Fence, 265-2585. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is
Why are
Major
you
Bill.
driving around town on those old ball tires? Do you like living dangerously? Say no to old, bald, and dangerous. For all your tire needs, Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
I don't have a lot of good economic news of anything. Things have gotten worse. The guy that is the only Democrat that's really calling this out is Lawrence Summers, former Treasury Secretary under Obama. And he's saying the risk in the global markets is reminiscent to the conditions seen in 2007 ahead of the Great Recession. Now, we already are officially in a recession. Now, Summers detailed the concerns one day after the Bank of England was forced to intervene to stabilize the UK's cratering economy. He said, I certainly think that we're living through a period of elevated risk. Earthquakes don't come all of a sudden. There usually are tremors first, and most of the time, when there are tremors, they're just tremors and it goes away, but not 100% of the time.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
And you want to improve your shooting? Of course you do. Now, you're going to love Mantis X. Now, they have improved my shooting dramatically. It is a must-have for every responsible gun owner. Now, Mantis X is a high-tech but simple-to-use system used extensively, by the way, by the military, and it improves your shooting quickly and will give you the confidence in your ability to protect what you love. Now, here's how it works. You attach the Mantis X to your firearm. You connect with an app on your smartphone or tablet or Bluetooth. It gives instant feedback on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and how to correct your technique. Now, the Mantis X is like a firearms instructor right in your pocket. And 94% of shooters improve within 20 minutes using Mantis X. And Mantis X is the best way to train at home. No driving to the range, no spending money on range fees and ammo. You're going to save a ton of money and improve your shooting. So start improving today. Just go to mantisx.com. That's MANTIS.
John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Well, John, the stage is set for the final transaction.
That's right, Joe. Heather's moment has arrived, and you just hope all that training pays off.
Heather lays down her purchase, but Randy brings it up as slowly as he can.
He is a wily veteran.
It gives Heather's eyes the chance to wander. Uh-oh. Yep, she's looking at the cigarettes.
There's nothing good back there. Quit now, and in 5 years, your odds of getting certain cancers drop 50%.
Meanwhile, Randy's stone-faced. He's giving nothing away. He just stands there, wetting his cashier's finger on that sponge.
Heather chose the rubber.
Here we go. Heather's arm is in motion. But instead of pointing at the back wall, she just grabs the gum off the counter.
That's a slick move.
Heather, back. She is out of there. Even Randy tips his cap to Heather. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally wants you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to Take a Healthy...
Another Guardian Credit Union story.
Hey, are we coming the same as usual?
Yeah.
How's your baby girl doing?
She's great, but with 3 kids, we really need more space.
You should check out Guardian Credit Union. We got a home equity line of credit from Guardian to finish our basement. They have low rates and a great team that's easy to work with.
Really?
Yeah, my mom got a Guardian home loan to buy her house. They refinance too.
Thanks. I'll check them out.
Connect with Guardian for all your lending needs.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get priced within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need, 844-53-BIBLE. That's 844-53-BIBLE, 844-53.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, if you want to get in right now, because I ran way long in that last break, so you want to get in right now. Right now would be a good chance to get in if you got something you want to say, whatever's on your mind. You don't want to just have to be about this, but I'm just, that is that's a big deal to me, to just take people's vote and just throw them away, and as if it never happened, as if it never happened. We don't count. We voted and we don't count. It's like it's magic. No, you just think you voted. Okay, we just think that 14,000 people voted. They really didn't. We just think they did. We just think they did. Not only in the state of Alabama is there an issue with prisons, the federal government has some too. Let me take that call. Good morning, who's this?
Good morning, this is Kevin Elkins. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? Good. 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 well, well, yeah, Joe must go, but I don't know. I love me some Donald Trump, but Donald gonna be about the same age that Biden is right now when he run. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Well, Biden has got lost recently at some public events, but but hey, I hear you. Okay, yeah, Biden has got lost in a couple events lately, but I mean that's what happens when you get lost. I get lost sometimes too. Okay. Anyway, seeing that the Bureau of Prisons, they had 43,369 positions in 2016. Now they got 35,000. People are leaving. A record 3,000 employees retired last year, he said, and another 3,000 employees are expected to retire and leave the Bureau at the end of the year. So not only in Montgomery, maybe we've just putting too many people in prison. I don't know. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Mm-hmm. Right. 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 Mm-hmm. And the problem is, and you just right, and you just brought up something that many people do not know. They don't know that they are not part of the Republican or the Democratic Party unless they buy membership. Other than that, you just vote that way. You have no power whatsoever. None. That you do, my friend. That you do. Okay, hey, I got to run. This is my last break. I ran long last time, so we'll come back. We can take a couple more calls when we get back before we call it a day. But again, if you do not join the party, paying that $35, whatever it is, to join it, you are just free labor. You have no say so, because when they went into that room up there in Birmingham and put somebody on the ballot that nobody voted for, did anybody ask you? Whoop! I guess they didn't. We'll be back.
SFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by News Nation. Chris Cuomo is back with a new show on a new network. Cuomo premieres on News Nation tonight at 8/7 Central. To find News Nation on your television provider, go to newsnationnow.com/join us.
The wind will relax a bit for today, not as breezy. We're talking wind speeds around 10 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine, just a few clouds mixed in for the afternoon. Temperatures topping out in the low 80s. The humidity stays low. For tonight, we're back down into the mid-50s. Some low 50s possible, mostly clear. Partly cloudy on Tuesday and Wednesday. Low 80s Tuesday. Mid-80s for many on Wednesday, and no rain in sight over the next 7 days.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Hello, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send you on an alternate route. Interstate system moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area. You keep listening, and we will keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Front Porch Grill can cater any event you have. Plus, they've got food trucks for events. And if you really want to go all out, ask about the Barbecue Starship, a huge portable barbecue that can feed over 1,000 people. Front Porch Grill in Millbrook. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pro.
The City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs is calling all creative minds. The department exists to engage, enlighten, and elevate a diverse, inclusive cultural arts community. They're committed to strengthening and showcasing organizational and individual cultural endeavors in our hometown. To advance this cause, they're seeking individual artists, artisans, advocacy groups, schools, and avid patrons of the arts. If this is you, visit montgomeryal.gov and click on the Cultural Affairs page to register to be part of Montgomery's creative community. 17.8 pounds. That's the average weight loss achieved in just 30 days during a recent patient study of a breakthrough weight loss program called Weightless from New Image Medical. Weightless uses a prescription-only compounded 3-in-1 combination of medications designed to suppress appetite, remove sugar and alcohol cravings, and defeat weight loss by decreasing carbohydrate and lipid absorption while helping stabilize post-meal glucose spikes and regulating sugar levels. The result, an average weight loss of nearly 18 pounds in just 1 month. You won't find Weightless at your local name brand pharmacies, and you don't need to ask your doctor for a prescription. Just visit the exclusive home of Weightless at mynewimage.com. That's the letters NU, image.com. Use promo code DRESS to save 30%. Why wait a year to lose almost 18 pounds? Start Weightless now, and you could drop that much in a month. Start now by going to mynewimage.com and use promo code DRESS. Again, that's the letters NU, image.com, and save 30% using promo code DRESS.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4-LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
We tried Dynovite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynovite nutritional supplements for dogs at dynovite.com.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
Folks, football season is here, which means lots of TV viewing on your deck or outdoor area. And we all know no one likes the glare of the sun on the game when our favorite team is about to score. So let's fix that problem by saying no to the sun and yes to enjoying your space. With quality motorized shades from Just Blinds, free consultation, free expert measuring, professional installation, and guaranteed satisfaction. Visit us today at gojustblinds.com. That's gojustblinds.com. Enjoy the game.
He is the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro. The Ben Shapiro Show. Monday night at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Alrighty then. Okay, we're back. 860-1440. And somebody sent me a note, and I probably pretty much simple. I made the statement was too simple. The one that I had made about many people have died because trying to secure the vote. So he says, and I agree. He said they were killed. Our people didn't die to get the right to vote. They died because there were people trying to stop them from voting. The whites were trying to stop them from voting. They refused to let blacks be equal citizens at that time, and that's true. So I mean, give it, tell you what it is. That and that's right. And so why in the world would our folks fight to be included in that process, and then turn around and have those votes thrown away by the Democratic Party? So I would agree with him on that. 860-1440 is your number here. Let's take a couple quick calls and call it a morning. Good morning. Who's this? Quickly. I'm running out of time. All right. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. I've been saying that for years. No, 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 Reverend. Someone, don't get me on. Well, yeah, but I did not say that. I said if you want to be counted, you got to have a card. Because you said I didn't say. Well, tell me what I said that wasn't true. Okay. And which is what I've always said. You're not one unless you got a membership. Yeah. Tell me what? Tell me what? Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't need their explanation. I know how the process goes. No. Okay. Then you got something to say. Okay, I gotta hear that directly on the tape. I can't see somebody telling in law enforcement tell somebody they can have dope. Uh, Good morning. Who's this? Well, I ain't gonna call him a liar, but I mean, really, you just tell people you can have dope. I mean, come on. But listen, if somebody got a recording of it, I'd like to hear it. Anyway, my time's just about up. And again, I don't know who these people listening to. I've always said, unless you're a member of the administration, the Republican or the Democrat, you are not a Democrat and you're not a Republican unless you actually pay to belong to the party. And then every once in a while, you may get a ballot on some issue that becomes before them. But other than that, all you are a free labor and a free voter. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You're not. And that's why when they made this decision to take Sabrina Martin off the thing and get rid of Fernando off the ballot, they didn't ask anybody except the folks in that room who spoke, I guess theoretically, for the other folks sitting at home. Okay, that's all. And I've been saying that for years. You are not a Democrat or Republican unless you belong to the party. All you are a voter for a Democrat or for a Republican. Good morning. Okay. Leave your number with my secretary. Anyway, great conversation. Tomorrow we go. I just we're a month away from a vote. We're a month away from an election, which I think it's probably a pretty important one nationwide because these Democrats are screwing up our country, not the local folks. But the national ones are screwing up our country. We can't tell the difference between a man and a woman. We got men who are running around playing in women's sports. All kinds of things. This woke generation. Now you got. I know a lady who got reprimanded because she said something to one of the employees that the employees didn't like, and the employee went to the HR and said she hurt my feelings. So she got a reprimand because she hurt somebody's feeling. I'm telling you, one day we're gonna hear something in America. We're gonna think an atom bomb went off. We are not that nation where you get reprimanded because you hurt somebody's feelings. I mean, what kind of country are we coming to? Well, that's it for the day. I appreciate you guys chiming in. And if anybody from the Democratic Party wants to come on here and tell me I'm wrong, I love to listen to them. 14,000 votes. 14,000 votes are no longer counted. 14,000. You told 14,000 people, screw you, you don't count because you're not part of the party. Ooh. Okay, 14,000. But if you and I go into go into the to the ballot place where they keep the ballot and take 14,000 votes and discard them, somebody's going to jail. That'd be a federal crime. But the parties can do that. They can just throw them away. Say, hell with you, you know. Hey, it must be nice to have that kind of power because you call yourself a Democrat or a Republican. Okay, I don't. So all the people who put their lives in harm's way to get what was already guaranteed to them, and that was the right to have their votes counted, especially black folks, and to have your votes dismissed, summarily dismissed, and thrown away. If I was y'all, I'd be pissed. We'll be back. Good morning to you. Have a great day. And don't forget to be thankful for being on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you.
WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning. I'm Bethany Davis from the WSFA 12 newsroom. At least 76 people are dead after Hurricane Ian. Search and rescue along with cleanup efforts continue in Florida today. More than 800,000 customers in Florida are still without power, and President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will travel there Wednesday to survey the damage after they tour Puerto Rico today following Hurricane Fiona. WSFA 12 News and our parent company, Gray Television, are teaming up with Salvation Army to help raise funds for the storm response efforts in support of Hurricane Ian's victims. You can donate online or just text STORM to 51555. Flu season is quickly approaching, and many health experts believe we'll see more flu cases this year. Many physicians believe that to be the case because many people have become relaxed on the precautions taken during the COVID-19 pandemic, like mask wearing and social distancing. Flu season generally lasts from October to April. Those doctors say getting the flu shot now will help curb the potential of getting really sick later on. I'm Bethany Davis in the newsroom.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a Cumulus media station. This is the 25K Workday Payday. Here's your national keyword to win $100. Text PLENTY, 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 to 95819.
I never won anything to radio before. Wow.
Standard messaging rates apply. Don't text and drive. You'll text back to confirm your entry. If you win, you'll be qualified to win the
chilly in this room. What's up with that?
$5,000.
Oh, see you guys later. Pick out. See ya. Wouldn't want to be you.
1440.